could get a little emotional about this too. It's an interesting, I actually feel very lucky and privileged to have this work here. What I'm proudest of, I really wish all of you, some of you do get to come down to the central office sometime. I really wish all of you could come down and actually meet some of the people sort of at mid-level who we brought on. I can't say enough. Yesterday, in negotiations, we had an issue around the plan for new teachers coming into the district. I was able to assemble a team of 4 people, smart, capable, caring people who left the office at 2:30 in the morning. This morning, I got an email from them at 2:45. They had worked. I mean, there's a great group of people, and that's really what that's the infection. That's sort of the viral agent that's working, and I really do believe, folks, about tipping points. I think it's the most important, actually, intellectual concept I've encountered in the last 10 years. Every culture has a tipping point. Every school, right? Where you get the number of positive people that tip over the negative people, principals. I used to dread going to our principal meetings. I mean, I used to have to medicate myself because the negativity was just incredible. And that's tipped. It's not tipped over. Central office tipped. It's hard to be a negative in central office now, and no one is any longer allowed to say, we do that because that's the way we've always done it. You are, what do you call it when people go through that? Mark, you would know. You go through a corporal punishment, a fanny whacking, I don't know what you call it, paddle wheel.
Kick in the butt.
No, that's too graphic, but hazing, no, cut it out. But anyway, thank you for the question. I won't.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mark.
The online SAT prep, get rid of it, it's a waste of money.
Okay. I had heard lots of nice things about it, but Mark?
Okay.
Well, we should.
I don't need the mic. That's.
Why don't you take it when you need it? Yeah.
That's my comment. I have, at this point, 2 students who have used it. And one of the things that I've observed about it is one started using it in the 9th grade, and much of what's on there, they won't encounter until 11th grade. So they have students taking these practice tests, and you know, my kids, one student in particular is quite advanced, quite savvy, and he said to me, Mom, it's useless for me to take this because I haven't learned this information yet. That's both in terms of math and what's on the vocabulary. One of the most challenging areas for the SATs would be that is the essay portion, and that's one of the areas that's not covered. So I feel that if instead of having an online resource, what the kids really need is a person going over it with them, and that's what's been most helpful.
I don't even know what we paid for it, or if it was part of our contract that we got. They gave it to us. We may have it for free. It still doesn't make it cool if it's not good, but it makes it cooler than if it were expensive.
But it's also using a period in the day during their QRT or tech when they can utilize that to do so.
Okay.
The next question is, what is the status of the new model for counseling? Have we made any progress towards having a counselor, family meetings, and grade crucial for college and career planning?
I'm kind of frustrated with how slow the process has gone for improving our counseling model. I don't know how much more to say than that, other than that my tolerance level for the slowness is reaching an end. We do have a plan. We do have Annie Malin, who I thought would be here but is not here. It comes under her now. She is new and high-powered, and I am counting on her to accelerate progress. Maybe you could help us design something. And obviously for teachers, it's a time and task issue. We're asking to do a lot more in terms of keeping up with the work around the students, and it's a, you know, again, our teachers do tell us they are overwhelmed. They feel like they're drinking from a fire hose with the new curriculum and all the things. So I'm sensitive to that, and that has to all be done. But I guess what I would ask maybe is, maybe, Roseanne, you could maybe reach out to the union, include the union in a tripartite discussion of the issue. And that's something, by the way, I would always recommend. You know, to include the union in early on when you have this kind of issue, because they're very good once, like most people, they're very, like most groups or people, they're very good when included in the beginning. So maybe that would be a way to go.
And I just have to say, the highly effective teachers that I've experienced do this already in the classroom. So hopefully it's being measured.
We can't hear you.
I said the highly effective teachers that I've encountered do this already. And so I hope it's being measured in the teacher effectiveness thing.
Yeah, and I mean, by the way, I think there's lots of ways we could use you so much better than we do. For example, Gary, maybe not to just is teacher attendance. It's a gigantic issue. So maybe if parents got involved and brought the union in and us in, and said, look, we're very concerned because the worst thing that can happen to the kids is to have a series of substitutes, right? So maybe that's an issue where you all could also inaugurate. I mean, we're looking at something in the contract, maybe to give a small sum of money to teachers every year, but we'd probably just be paying teachers that are already coming, you know, and missing very few days. We'd probably just be paying them, which wouldn't be a bad thing to do. It's always good to reward people for doing the right thing, but I don't know if it would really incent that many of the teachers that are not. But that might be another place for you.
To piggyback on the teacher attendance, principal attendance also?
Where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm that like a duck on a June bug.
But yeah, we got senior skip day and also staff skip day coming. So, but you know, on that union thing too, we had 2 of those meetings with the sports advisory and no union representation at all in those first 2 meetings.
Or coaches there? Coaches
Yeah.
who are union members, I mean?
A couple, but you know, so here's a question from me off the cards is, can we cut out coaches from the union contract? That was suggested in 2000, 2001, the doctor. You know, that's, every issue comes down to, well, that's a bargain piece.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm ducking your question.
Can we talk about that? Could you put 4 of your road guys on that and then we'll lunch together and we'll...
You get one road guy. That's a lot of...
So that means I come until August, okay.
You're going to be happy. You're going to have a very high capacity individual who's got this. He's going to be terrific.
If we could cut out the union first, then you can bring them at the time. But anyways, there's some really heavy questions coming, so I don't want to small talk with you.
Maybe I prefer a small talk. I don't feel like any heavy questions.
Last night, the board, you guys passed the CTE skeleton plan.
No.